Hello, and this is literally just a chat, probably a lot of waffling, but I so enjoyed doing the last recording in my kitchen that when I started doing stuff out here today, I thought I'm going to bring you along for the ride. So if you want to come along, get a cup of tea, make yourself comfortable. It's not going to go on for long, trust me. But yeah, just thought, because I've literally just come back from blackberry picking again. Don't know if you've noticed, but the blackberries this year, very, very abundant. Now, if anybody is on the Facebook page, you may or may not have seen that on the Kitchen Witch Coven Facebook page, I posted way back at the beginning of in spring about how I'd suddenly realised there was a change in the colour in the trees, and I figured it out that it was the oak, and the oak had so much blossom on it that it was actually looking brown instead of just the lovely bright green. Have you seen the amount of acorns this year? So yeah, definitely a mast year. But the other things that are abundant are, look at these blackberries, they are gorgeous, and haw-berries and slowberries. Now, this is only the beginning of August. Really interesting. Anybody else feeling it? The change in the energies? Really, really autumnal already, and we're still in Lammas, Lunasa, however you want to say it. It's the beginning of August, and here we are, and I'm really getting the autumnal vibes, which is probably why I'm out in the kitchen more rather than I'm outside a lot, obviously, picking and gathering and freezing, and blackberry jam has been made, and there is now numerous bags of blackberries in the freezer ready for crumbles. This one obviously is going to be a crumble later. But yeah, it's kitchen time. It's that preparation and starting to gather in, and yeah, interesting. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling about it, whether you've noticed anything. Anyway, so blackberries. Let's talk about blackberries. Beautiful, aren't they? Just walking around. Just you can feed yourself for the day with blackberries that are out at the moment. But what are they? What magically? If you're going to use them, what are they? So you've got prosperity, you've got protection, fertility, because there is so many of them. And let's face it, one bramble, can certainly travel. And fairy magic can also be used in bindings, defense, as well as I've already said, protection. But yeah, very defensive. If you think about Sleeping Beauty, wasn't it, that was put to sleep for 100 years behind this bramble, whatever. So yeah, so defensive, but also for binding, very useful for binding. Thorns, very useful as well, if you need them to, if you've got somebody that's not well and you know where on their body they're in pain or whatever, then you can make yourself a little representation of them. And as you're sticking the thorn in it, the thorn is going to pop that pain, get rid of that pain. You can also use thorns, obviously, for the other end, when you actually want to inflict pain. But we'll be, because it's a beautiful day, and we're going to stick with you're popping the pain to get rid of it. Apples. That's another thing. One of the gardens that I went past today, they've got an apple tree in their front garden, and it's already dropping huge, great apples. But yeah, apples really abundant at the moment. Again, what are these? Magically. So, love, healing, clarity. This one smells really nice, actually. I'm very tempted to eat it, but I won't, because it's going in the pie. Well, crumble, making a crumble. Apples, clarity, knowledge as well, abundance, ancestors. I still associate apples very much with Samhain. Don't know if other people do. Apple bobbing used to be, the thing to do when I was young. Don't see it so much now, but I'm assuming it still happens, so let me know in the comments. Because of that, spirit work, beauty, goddess energy, and protection. Because if you actually slice it, so that's it sitting up, there's its stalk, this end. But if you turn it to its side and cut it through that way, you get the pentacle with the pips, the 5-pointed star. So yeah, very much I'd include protection in with apple. And then the crumble, where you've got wheat, which is, or flour, depending on what flour you're using. But flour, again, I would go with abundance, gratitude. What else? Bit of cleansing probably going in there. Communication, psychic abilities, possibly thrown in. Sugar, sweetness, love, happiness, and a bit of butter. That smooths everything over. So that's for smoothing and making everything harmonious. So yeah, so that was why I come home and started sorting things out and was in the kitchen and thought, I know, I'll bring some other people along with me. So that's what I'll be doing in a minute. I'm not going to make you sit and watch me making a crumble and what have you, because that would be extremely boring. But I will say that the other thing that this change, and the windows here, by the way, that's why I keep looking out there, the change that I can feel is making me, as I say, want to be in the kitchen more. And when that happens, I tend to start making lotions and potions, because that is one of my happy places. The alchemy, it's alchemy, like with cooking. You know, you take the blackberries, the apples, the flour, the sugar, the butter. You put all of that together in a container, and you come out with something that has all of those components, but is completely different. And to me, making lotions and potions has that same alchemy, in that you start off with your base items, but what you're left with at the end is something that can be completely different. So what I'm actually thinking of today, and I've been thinking about it for a couple of days, because my skin, aging skin, needs a little bit of a tender loving care. It's not so bad in the summer because everything gets slapped on it. But come this change, I've noticed that there are some dry patches appearing already. That normally doesn't happen till October time. But yeah, I've noticed that. So whether that's just me being of that age, or whether it is the change in the weather, who knows? But it's made me think that I need to actually up my game a little bit. So I thought I'd make an oil-based serum. So I opened the cupboard. I'm not sure if you can see the cupboard. It's back there. And it's open at the moment because I've been dragging stuff out and then turned you on to join me while I'm sort of like thinking about this. So what I pulled out first was some rosehip syrup. Rosehip oil. Haven't made my syrup yet. Waiting for the rose hips because they have to be nice and ripe. They're not ripe yet. They will be quite soon, but yeah. So rosehip oil. I've never actually made the oil myself. I've made syrups. I think I did once make the oil, but I still, even though I tried to get all the hair out of it, it still had the hairs in it, so it was a bit irritating. So yeah, so I have to admit that I actually buy rosehip oil. So why? Because it's very nourishing, it's very good. It's something that we grow in this country, so very happy to use it. And it's got the magical, so as a witch, I'm not just talking about, and I am by no means anything to do with beauty, which is why I'm not going to show you the amounts or anything else that I'm going to use, because I do this for me. I hold my hands up. I am not trained in any way. This is just me chatting to all of you out there. So yeah, so rosehip oil for me is about that love and beauty, taking care of yourself, self-care, and prosperity. Because let's face it, when you think about how many rose hips there can be on one bush. So yeah, but it's very much about that love and looking after yourself. So that's why I pulled that one out. And the next one that came out was good old jojoba, which doesn't grow in this country, unfortunately, but is again very nurturing. It's about rejuvenation, rebirth. And yeah, I am holding it and sort of like sensing what I'm getting from it. So, and I would say again, it's beauty, self-esteem, more than self-care. I'm getting more self-esteem from this. And vitality. There's certainly a buzz of energy, even in a bottle, coming from that. Look at the colour of it too. Isn't that gorgeous? Carrot seed oil is something else, and again, available in most countries, because who doesn't grow carrot? And actually, it's got a really, how can I put this? Again, it's nurturing, comforting. It's got a comforting, sweetish, not too sweet, but yeah, comforting and nurturing with that. And then I decided to drag out a couple of essential oils that would probably, rose geranium is one that I absolutely adore. I just love the smell of rose geranium. Oh, I don't know, actually, I don't know why I've never made a perfume with this. I really should, I've decided, because I just love the scent of it on its own, just as a, so yeah, rose geranium. What do we get from rose geranium? I'm going to smell it again, sorry. Put the lid on to try and be good, but it's not going to work. So yeah, I would go with fertility, not the baby salt, obviously. But yeah, fertility, creativity, beauty, health, love, happiness, definitely happiness, and protection. I'd also say there's a little bit of dream work going on in here as well. Maybe some astral travel, maybe. Can definitely take me off into very happy places. Anyway, let's put that back on there. And frankincense. So frankincense is renowned for being good for skincare, especially as you get a bit older. But yeah, for me, cleansing. Very cleansing, protection again. I'd say some spirituality as well. Healing, psychic abilities. Yeah, abundance. You know, being that in that comfortable place, knowing that you have enough. You have enough. Yeah. So those are what I'm going to be playing around with in a minute. And the other thing that I will be playing around with, but probably not today, I think I need a richer cream. So what I'm probably going to play around with will be some shea butter. And again, not from this country, which is, I keep trying to find hazelnut butter. Not the sort you eat, because I know you can buy that. You can buy the hazelnut butter that you spread on your toast. But I'm talking about this sort of stuff that you can actually make stuff with, and possibly some argan oil, maybe. But again, not available, not from this country. But very, very handy for skin. Very nurturing, very protective, and happiness comes with this as well. A lot of, hasn't got a smell as such. which is one of the reasons why it's used in skincare so much, because it doesn't actually have a scent of its own. But it's that feeling of caring. Again, that's self-care, isn't it? The self-care, self-nurturing, looking after yourself, that sort of vibe. But yeah, I won't be doing the cream today, mainly because it's in the afternoon now. By the time I've fiddled around with these other things and figured out what proportions I'm going to have them in. Plus, I've got my crumble to make, because otherwise the family won't be very happy because it won't be ready for dinner later. But yeah, there's what else can I show you? It's in here. What else have I made? Oh yeah. Let's just have a look. Okay. So this is just a quick, while we're packing up. So this was something I made back in spring. This is celandine oil. Celandine, lesser celandine, is also known as pilewort. So actually it's quite astringent. So yes, it can be used on hemorrhoids, can be used you can make it up into a balm to actually apply, which is a bit easier than just the oil. But actually celandine oil is very astringent, so if you've got any areas where you need a little bit more astringency, very handy. This was a calendula balm. When did I make this? Oh, in May. Haven't used it yet, but that's a calendula balm. Again, calendula, very caring. Balms are really easy to make, by the way. Basically, it's just the oil and beeswax. And nice. So yeah, you soak the calendula in the oil. You can do it either by the hot method of over in a bain marie, or you can put it just in a jar and put it on a windowsill using the sun method, which only takes a couple of weeks, or you can actually seal it and put it away in a dark cupboard for several months to infuse. And this one I also made in May. This one is meadowsweet and elderflower, which is, I put more meadowsweet than elderflower because elderflower can smell. I love the smell of the flowers, but once they're dried, they can smell a little bit like cat wee, basically. But yeah, so I put more meadowsweet into that one. So yeah, that's what I've been playing around with while I haven't been talking to you on here. But as I say, got the bug yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, when I made the one about the muffin magic, and just thought I'd bring you along for another chat. Hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want more of this sort of waffle. But yeah, I will see you again another time.